racism and talking about refugees, it starts from narrowing the basic rights of humans, which is the German Verfassung, the constitution, with so-called, what they call Sondergesetz, that is some kind of catalogs, monsters of laws that reduces the rights of human and specifically attacking people who are migrants in this country. It starts from putting people together in the camps, in the lager, hundreds of people in a big lager, living in rooms, 10 square meter with 4 or 5 people in a room. Residents flinched even when they say the restriction of movement is already abolished, but it's not true because it is systematically being imposed on refugees. The right to be who you are. So the basic example is the Corona period. The coronavirus period has really exposed Germany once again for its racist policies of cutting refugees out of this right to protect themselves from the coronavirus, or also helping to curtail the virus. That is basically the truth. The sister mentioned some names. 5 blacks were hanged in America in the last times. But right here in Germany, if you check it out, people are dying every day. Migrants, blacks, non-blacks, non-Germans are dying every day in this country, either through official pressures, trauma, frustration. Is still the same thing as bullets in the head. It is this same whole legitimation of the system that makes it exist. You can imagine we are organizing a demo here, it's peaceful. Am I right? Yeah. And we have people outside there making parole that is against us. So what do you say about a system that allows that to happen? Are you saying this system is not legitimation such? So this is a very good question for us to ask ourselves. We are really in a time bomb, and I think it is very important that we start to reflect about ourselves. Refugees are facing such situations, deportations every day. The refugees in the camp are dying, people are traumatized, getting trapped in the hospital, some are getting ill, illness that could be cured are deprived, they are deprived of it, and at the end of the day, they end up having more serious illness and they are deported to their countries. With this illness, I've accompanied deportees already to Nigeria. They are arriving and I'm waiting at the airport. Sick people, indiscriminate use of injection, medications, forcing them to get to Nigeria with claim that they are fit to fly. These are things that happens every day in Germany. So one question I want to really ask, because I think it's very important to use such opportunity to address some things. When we talk about anti-racism, I think for me personally, a position is, it's also an indirect way to fight against fascism. Yeah. Do you agree with me? Yeah. So will you say now, if I ask, who is not against fascism here? Is there anybody? So who is against fascism? So I leave the remaining to think about it. We have to be careful. We have to be careful with these discussions because a lot is happening. Orejalo was burned to death in the police cell in Dessau. I used to think that the police cell is the most secured place in this country, where you are watched with the camera and everything, but he was burned to death. And we saw experiences of cases in the court, how they try to hide facts, disconnect real witnesses, manipulate documents, and manipulate stories for 15 years in a country like Germany, a so-called democratic Germany. The case of a black man who was obviously burned to death in the police cell has been through drop-down case, cancelled case, revision, and all in all in this country. In the United States, the police now are denouncing their colleagues, and that is one thing, one status quo that Germany don't want to do. So we want to see the police starting to denounce bad habits of the police who are bad within the police. Not until that is done, then we will not be clear if the police is really out to be for us or against us. That is the truth. So basically, our solidarity is against any form of racism. It doesn't matter how it is. It's against reproduced form of fascism. That's the solidarity that we should have. And I would wish that, yes, we try to see how we manifest this solidarity more and more discussions. It's more than just the young brothers and sisters organizing us to stand to demonstrate. We have to meet on a daily basis. The racism in this country has to be confronted from day to day, from day to day. So it's also very interesting to hear brothers and sisters born here narrating their experiences from kindergarten. You can imagine a 21 years old person, how long, the trauma of living in a society where you think you belong. You have a German passport, you are feeling like part of the society because you have everything, all it takes as a human to be here. And still, after 21 years, narrating the story, this is torture. And the system legitimates it. If it does not legitimate it, it wouldn't work. So if we want to address the problem of racism, we have to go to the status quo straight. We have to address it from the core. The police should admit the fact when there's a bad police among them, they should denounce the bad police. Yeah. When there's a bad official in the government, denounce it. I give an example. If a German minister who is holding a very sensitive position in this country publicly declares that migration is the mother of all problems in this country, what do you call that? Racist. So that's what we are saying. So it means the system is responsible, and so we have to really think about how to address the system. Thank you.
So, ich habe euch ja schon am Anfang gesagt, dass nicht nur geredet wird,